Hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. We are fishing for walleye today, folks, a springtime walleye bite. And unfortunately there's a front that's moving through this morning, so I don't know how that's going to impact the walleye bite. So I'm going to, today folks, I'm going to work the Flexi Jig. I brought all colors with me, green or chartreuse, black, and the glow white. And I'm going to use the Skoolie Minnow. It's a paddle tail minnow. It's going to give off a lot of action, and it's scented. And here's the thing, folks. During the winter, the walleye bite is on, and then they slow down as they get down to spawning. When they get in that spawning mode, the bite slows down significantly. But once they finish spawning, folks, the bite is on. It starts in the spring, and it's strong all summer long. So what I'm hoping for, folks, with this front moving in, I'm just going to work this Flexi Jig, as you probably noticed, very, very slowly, just jigging it off the bottom and giving those walleye a chance to maybe move in and hone in on that bait. I'm using a one-piece, 7-foot medium power fishing rod. I've got 20-pound Thunderbraid on today, and I've got a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader that I've tied my Flexi Jig to. So that's the rig, that's the setup. The rod is nice, and it's a one piece, so it's going to be nice and sensitive and strong. And with that braided line, I'm going to feel any little subtle pickup. So I'm hoping to have myself a good day out here today. Let's see if I can trigger a bite or two. Stay tuned, folks. Yes, indeed, folks, a nice hit right there. So what I did, I changed up to the black Flexi Jig, and whammo. Sometimes a little change of color changes things up a bit, and I also change spots. But okay, where's my net? My net's handy right here, folks. Nice bite, beautiful, beautiful bite. And I also upsized to the 1 ounce Flexi Jig, folks. I went with a 1 ounce. It's current strong today with this front moving through. I'll tell you what. But we triggered a hit, folks. Even with this front moving through and the wind picking up, we triggered a hit. And guess what, folks? I got a beautiful walleye. Now I got to be very, very careful here at the boat. Very careful. Oh yeah, look at that walleye, folks. Oh, don't lift them up. Oh, I almost lost them, folks. But I got a real good hook set with that Flexi Jig. Oh, that's just a beautiful. Oh, it just popped my Flexi Jig out. That's nice. Thank you very much. Oh, look at there, folks. Oh, that's a good eater right there. Good eater walleye right there, folks. Really, really, really nice. Look at that. I love the black tip here on the top fin. Isn't that nice? And then, of course, the white tip on the tail, the classic. That, folks, is a dandy right there. Beautiful, beautiful walleye. Tough conditions, but we managed the bite. Okay. Actually, I need to put some water in the live well. That is a real nice sized walleye, folks. He got me excited. Okay, let's get this hook out of the net. A little bit of weed there I picked up on the line. So yeah, I just switched up to a black Flexi Jig, and as you can see, I still have the deep blue Skoolie on there, that little paddle tail. And like I say, folks, he just picked it up. It just gave me a really, really nice bite. Check the drag. The drag's tight. I'm sitting in about 16 feet of water right now, and he just gave me a really, really nice bite. I was just slowly working it, folks. Just bouncing it along the bottom, taking up the slack, bouncing it along the bottom, take up the slack. That's all I was doing. And all I felt, folks, was just a little thunk, just like that. And as soon as I felt that, I set the hook right away. So, tough conditions, a little bit of wind, front blowing through, but we still managed to trigger a hit, and a beautiful walleye at that. So, folks, if you get a chance, get out there, do some jigging for walleye. Slow things down a bit if you've got fronts moving through. before a front moves through, the fish turn on big time. When the front is moving through, they slow down a bit. So you need to slow down a bit. That's going to be the strategy for today, folks, and looks like it already paid off. So, oh boy, folks, yes, where there's one, there's typically more. Okay. Oh, this feels like a bigger fish, folks. Between that fish and the current, and I'll tell you what, that front was blowing through, and the wind all of a sudden just died. So I don't know if the wind is shifting right now, but I got a bit of a calm spot. Oh, what do we got here, folks? This feels like another nice walleye, at least I'm hoping anyway. And I cast it away out there. And that's the beauty with this braided line, folks. If you want to cast far, you still can get a really good hook set when you're using braided line, because there's literally no stretch. Now, of course, I do have that fluorocarbon leader, and that's fine. But the main part of my line is braid, and that's where the no stretch comes in. And even fluoro has got less stretch than mono does. Okay, I still haven't seen him yet. He's down there. This is where you lose a lot of fish, especially in this current. You're gonna have to be very careful. Folks, this feels like a nicer fish. I just saw a flash down there. Oh, yes, folks. You know why it feels like a nicer fish? Because it is a nicer fish. Back off on my drag just a bit. Ooh, I hope that Flexi Jig is buried in there. Oh yeah. Oh yes, folks. He's got a mouthful of Flexi Jig and Skoolie Minnow, and that is one beautiful walleye, folks. Wow. Come on, baby. Oh, that's a nice hook set. Uh-oh. 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 Hang in there, hook set. Ah, yes. The advantage, folks, of the Flexi Jig hook set. That is the hook set advantage right there. Beautiful, right up the snout, folks. That is what I'm talking about right there. Oh, I had a feeling this was a bigger fish. Look at that walleye, folks. Isn't that a beautiful walleye right there? That is just a dandy. Really, really, really good fish right there, folks. Beautiful fish. And you know what? We're gonna let this one go. Okay. Let me get this guy right back in again. That's a beautiful fish. Oh my goodness, folks. Did that ever make my day right there? That one made my day, I'll tell you that. Clean my hands up here. My little Thundermist swag. This microfiber. Really nice for cleaning the hands up. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Another really, really, really nice hit. I want to show you the technique that I'm using. And I was using this technique because it was really windy earlier, but I stuck with it. So basically, I'm using a technique what I call the sweeping motion. I let my jig hit the bottom, and then I sweep my rod tip close to the water. Instead of jigging it up this way, what I'm doing, folks, is I'm keeping that Flexi Jig and the Skoolie Minnow, and I'm working it close to the bottom. Instead of going up and down, I'm kind of going more horizontal than I am vertical. And it's a nice slow presentation. And what I also like is when you sweep it towards you with that paddle tail, it's swimming along, because after all, it is a swim bait, right? So this is the technique I'm using. And so far, folks, it's caught me two beautiful walleye. And let me tell you what, that just made my day. That was a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Oh, jeez. Talk about set the hook and come barreling out of the water. That's no walleye, folks. Looked like a nice little bass. Actually, not that little. Looks like a smallmouth bass decided to hit that schoolie bait. Dark, too. He's really dark. Nice color bass here, folks. Oh, that's a good fish. Where is he on tournament day? I'll tell you that. Where is he on tournament day? Oh, wow. That's a chunk, folks. That's a solid chunk. He's pushing, oh, he's got to be pushing 5 pounds. Oh, when you see that real thick tail there, look how thick that tail is. Thick tail, big fish. Wow. Well, that's a bonus. Back in he goes. Okay, it's not what we're looking for today, folks. We're looking for walleye. But that bass didn't know it. Talk about a nice bonus. That was a big bass, folks. Big bass. Solid 5 pounds anyway. Okay, got the heart going. Check the drag. We're golden. Tell you what, folks, this wind is playing havoc on me today. It's shifting, it's blowing, it's unbelievable. But you know what? The bite is on, folks, and that's what counts. Oh. Another nice pickup, folks. Another nice pickup. Come on, Mr. Wally. What a nice bite. I'll tell you what, folks, am I having a day today? Yeah, it's almost as if there's another front moving in here. Like, I don't know, strange day. But, oh yeah, folks, we got ourselves another nice walleye. That's what we got. There's my fluorocarbon leader. So that means it's time to get the net ready. He's dogging it down there. Oh yeah, there he is there, folks. There he is there. Oh, nice hook set. Nice walleye. And nice net job. Antonio would be happy with me today, folks. Oh yeah. That's another good keeper fish right there. Oh yeah. That's a dandy. That's another dandy. Oh, good hook set. Look at there, folks. Am I having a day today or what? I just love the colors on these walleyes. I just love the color on them. Just beautiful. And I really I like the white tip on the tail, but I love that black on the dorsal. Very nice fish. And in case you don't know, amazing, good eating. I've got some good walleye recipes. I will put a link in the description because, folks, when I'm not fishing, I'm in the kitchen. And I've got a good walleye recipe for you that I'm happy to share with you, which I filmed, of course, quite a while ago. And I'll put a link in the description for you in case you're interested in that. Right now, folks, what I'm interested in is setting the hook again. I know most people like shorter episodes, but once in a while we like to throw in a long one. But I do know that a lot of people who started watching this show have already gone by now. But for those of you who have stuck around, I do want to share one more tip with you as I reel in this fish, which I'm hoping is another nice walleye. And the tip, folks, is when you're fishing a river system or this wind, for example, and you cast your line out, your jig is obviously heavier than your line. So what happens is you end up with a big bow in your line, and you think you're jigging and you think you're feeling your jig, but you're not. So if you do get a bite and you go to set the hook, what happens is because you've got that big bow in your line, all you're doing is taking up the slack of your line, and you're not really setting that hook in the fish's mouth. Now, some of the hook might have gone in the fish's mouth. for sure. But you don't get that really solid hook set unless you have a direct line to your jig. No slack in the line. Very, very important when you're fishing these river systems, and especially a river plus wind. So, very important tip, folks. So I'm glad you stuck around this far in the episode to pick up that tip, because guess what, folks? Oh my, look at that. I wish you could see that in the water. I don't know if you can or not, but it looks dynamite. I love it. Come on, a little closer. Okay, he's in the bag. He is in the bag with another good direct Flexi Jig hook set, folks. Yep. Yes, sirree. And yeah, right up the snout. Right up the snout. Yeah. And that, keeping that solid line, keeping that tight line like I was talking about when you're working your jigs in a river system is key to those good solid hook sets like that one that you just saw right there. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, this live well is shaping up to be pretty good. So my mother will be happy because she really likes eating walleye. I mean, who doesn't? So do I. And it's nice to have a little and share a little. So again, line goes in. I keep it relatively tight, take up that slack in that current, and let it fall down on a somewhat tight line. So if you're missing fish a lot when you're fishing and you're setting the hook and it's not really setting that well, there's a good chance you've got a bow in that line and your hook set is mainly taking up the slack of that bow. Meanwhile, there we go, I'm on the bottom. Time to set the hook into another fish. I'm having too much fun, folks. This is a riot. Tell you what, folks, this Flexi Jig and Skoolie combo is on fire today. And I'm sticking with the black. General rule of thumb, just a general rule of thumb, is always dark days, dark colors, but it's not always true because you got to consider other factors like water clarity, etc. But today, the dark Flexi Jig and that deep blue Skoolie are doing it today. So the dark days, dark colors theory is on, folks. Oh yes, come on, Mr. Wally. I got another beauty, folks, with a nice Flexi Jig hook set. Come on in there. Oh, look at there, folks. Looky there. Beautiful, beautiful walleye, beautiful hook set. Right up the snout. Let's get the hook out of the net. I'll show you the hook set. If I can get the hook out of the net. Get it out. Maybe not. It's just caught. There we go. That's the hook set I'm talking about right there, folks. Right there. Right up the snout. Beautiful. Hey, isn't that a nice walleye? That is just a beautiful walleye. Another dandy, folks. This one I'm going to keep, though. That is a good eater right there. Beautiful. Beautiful fish. So this front condition doesn't seem to be shutting these fish down. It may slow them down a bit, but it's not shutting them down. Readjust the drag always, folks. You want that nice tight drag for the hook set. Okay, we're going to continue with this sweeping motion and see if we can get another one. But I tell you what, folks, I'm having a phenomenal day. I think I picked the right combo today. And having a one-piece medium power rod is essential. You need that backbone, especially when you're using a heavier jig like I am today at 1 ounce and fishing the river. So you've got a lot of pressure on there and you want that hook setting power. So I've got the right combo and the right mix working for me today. And wherever you're tuning in from, folks, I want to thank you for spending time on the water with me today on today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And as always, folks, until next time, good luck and good fishing. What a ride I'm having out here, folks. Just a great day on the water.